YouTube, hey YouTube, hey. I watched Logan last night. I keep stopping myself from saying Old Man Logan because it's not that movie. I need to thoroughly distinguish that right from the off. It is not a straight up adaptation of Old Man Logan. It could never be, so it is its own animal, and what it is amazing. I'm going to keep this mostly spoiler free, largely spoiler free. I couldn't not. But it's brilliant. You've seen from the trailers, it's it's set in the year 2029, I believe. Logan's a down and out sort of limo driver for hire. He's nursing Charles Xavier, who's got Alzheimer's, dementia. He's in his 90s. Wolverine is his healing factor's acting up. He's sick inside, and it's even popping his claws is hurting him now. His scars, or he's leaving scars. It's not his best day. In the middle of all this, he becomes embroiled in this scheme to help escort this child away from some nefarious, some sort of, well, I don't know. Again, spoilers. It's hard to talk about it. It's from these shady government types, big pharma types, let's say. And to hell with it. It's X-23. You know it's X-23. I know it's X-23. It's X-23. We're all agreed on that. It's Laura. Her name's Laura. It's X-23. If you don't know the history of that, I will not go into it now, but you know who it is. Anywho, it's a fantastic. It's a brilliant character piece. I've been saying for years I want Wolverine to get his. I want him to get his The Dark Knight, and I think the Wolverine came close, but holy hell, man, Logan, it's outstanding. First of all, it's rated R, and that's abundantly clear. I think whenever they got the go ahead to go R, they were just like, right, put as many fucks into this as you want. We're good, because man alive, do they swear in this movie. God almighty, you never thought you were going to have so much fun hearing Professor X swear, but you do. I'll tell you. There are some moments of levity in this, and there's a nice lesson to it, even for Wolverine. He's so jaded and past it all, and Professor X is like I get it now. I understand you a bit better, but there's a point to having family. There's a point to people caring about each other and gathering around the table. There's a really nice moment where they've been taken in by this family of farmers, and they just have a moment of just it's them, the three main characters, Logan, Professor X, and Laura X-23, sitting around a table having dinner, and it's just a nice moment in the middle of all this violence and bloodshed and mutants, and it's a really nice contrast to the balls to the wall, big laser going into the sky, alien army, droids, waves of grey enemies, superhero movie. It's definitely a character piece. There are moments of sadness. There are a lot of moments that are going to make you laugh, but there's a lot of gallows humor. It's not belly laughs. There's one element that took me by surprise. Kind of like in the Wolverine. I'm not gonna, again, no spoilers at all, but there's an element to this that took me by surprise, and as soon as I saw it, I thought, please let this be something that it was not. But that's all I can say about that. It works. It serves the purpose of the story. It helps. I mean, this is Wolverine facing his own mortality, effectively, and just trying to see, look, can I be a hero one more time? He doesn't want to be. He never wanted to be. You've seen it in the trailers. There's that bit where he's picking up the comics. He's like, this is all bullshit. Some of it happened. It never happened like this. We weren't wearing costumes. But it's really interesting. If you're expecting any other X-Men cameos, nope, sorry. Outside of the little comic books, there's not. If you're expecting any post-credits bit, the cinema I saw it at last night didn't have any. So, yeah, and I think the directors come out and said, no, we're not doing that. And you know what? It doesn't need it. It does not require it. I wouldn't want it. The only possible, what are they going to have? Well, there's one or two things that you could think of them having, but that would just make the overall film worse. So it helps that there's nothing there. Um, if this is Hugh Jackman, and let's just take a moment to recognize Hugh Jackman right here, okay? In the time that he's been Wolverine, we've had 2 Batmans, 3 Hulks, 3 Spider-Mans, 2 separate Fantastic Forces. What do we have? I mean, 1 Blade-ish. God almighty, what else? 2 War Machines, 2 Daredevils. Just, the list goes on and on. How many Supermans now? 2 Supermans. No Wonder Woman. Well, some Wonder Womans. Just it goes on. Is my point. In this time, we've had so many other people come in and out of the roles of superheroes, like it's a bloody revolving door. But this guy, for 17 years, has been Wolverine, and also Professor X. He's been, well. We've had a young Professor X as well, so I guess that doesn't really count. But he's Wolverine, beginning and end of. And if this is his swan song, I'm fine with it. It serves the purpose really well. It's I almost teared up a bit at the end, just because there's one line that just encapsulates. There's too many readings to it depending on how you read the line, but it's just gut wrenching. But man, it's great. It is. He's not popping his claws all the time. He's not berserker rage. Laura's doing a lot of that. It's been the buck has been passed, But when the scene calls for it, yeah, he pops his claws, he swears, and he just does the time. He just mows people through the face. One really cool visual element they introduced was Professor X is having these seizures. Okay, he's losing his mind. He's losing his marbles, but it's the most powerful mind in the world. And if he doesn't take his pills, now he's just a crotchety old man. He's just that. He's not distinguished Patrick Stewart in his nice 3-piece suit in a wheelchair overseeing school. He's just a crotchety old man in a barn now, But it's funny. He still wants to help, even if he is that old bastard now. But what they do is anytime this happens, because Professor X can freeze the minds of Homo sapiens, and mutants are sometimes exempt to that. That happens quite a bit. So everyone just gets frozen in place in time, and everything starts to shake around it, and it prevents a real challenge whenever it happens. But it's amazing to look at, and it gives there's not a lot of backstory. If you're looking to how this ties into the other X-Men films, it doesn't really. I think it's implied that something happened. We're never actually given much indication as to what that is, but it's implied something happened and that's what's led Wolverine and Professor X to live this life of exile. But that again, that's possible spoiler territory. I can't go any further on that. But hell, man, those are my thoughts on Logan. Hugh Jackman can hang up his claws now if he wants to. You're never going to get better than that. If he shows up in Deadpool, great. But that was Logan. That was Wolverine. He's done. He's called James Howlett throughout the whole thing. So I guess he has his memories back now, but how is not made clear. Doesn't matter. Those are my thoughts. If you like this vid, please click like, subscribe, view, share, and all the usual jazz. And I'll see you all the best next time. Take it easy. All the best. I'm watching you, Smart James.